Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Harvest Moon 64. After some more jelly donuts, we are going to work on more farm stuff. And actually, spring, our first month of the game is ending soon, as you can see by the calendar. We're almost done, and with spring ending comes summer, and with summer comes new vegetables and new holidays and more adventure, which will be great fun. In the meantime, though, let's water our plants and, feed our chickens. I would, again, I think definitely when I get to the second year, because I'm doing this for 2 years, because that's when you get the evaluation, I think second year I'm going to start cutting out these chores, though again and again, they get pretty short by that point. But, I don't know, you guys said you wanted to see me water plants. At least that's what I hear most people saying, is like, yes, we want to see you water plants, it's fun. Look at the water, it waters them. What can I talk about, though? People who, well, not really people, but think about this. Whenever something comes out that's an adaptation of something, for example, a movie that's based on a book, like, for example, the Harry Potter movies, or basically anything that's based on the book, people freak out if it's too much like, if it's not enough like the book, if they change things, right? And they also freak out, not nearly as much, but they also kind of get if it's too much like the book. It's like, well, it's not original, it's bland. I'm always on the side of the people who are like, it's bland if you just copy the book and make it visual, which some people are not. They're like, well, I don't want to read a book, I want to watch the movie. So those are the people who are defending that, and therefore want the movie to be exactly like the book. But then again, there are those people who, hi, and yes, I know I can have any animal. Yes, I will treat them with affection. Yes, they are sensitive to love. That was creepy. But either way, honestly, I think there should be balance. But what I was thinking about was the fact that, thinking about Disney movies, a good chunk, if not almost all Disney movies, are based off existing material. For example, Snow White, Aladdin, I shouldn't even have to think about this, Little Mermaid, basically any of the Disney Renaissance movies, Beauty and the Beast, they're all based off stuff. And I'm pretty sure a good majority of them are not faithful, are not exact copies of the material that they came from. So, but no one has any problem with those movies being, misrepresentations. Partly because the stories they're based off are really old. No one is, and they're so ingrained in our memories that we don't really. I just think is the people who want to know the story, they don't have to worry about it being misrepresentative because they already know it. And if they were to do the exact same, yep, have this cake, it's so delicious. So yeah, giving cake to people is always a good thing. But as I said before, no, don't brush Anne. As I said before, homegrown vegetables and your dog, she likes those. Definitely give her homegrown vegetables. I should give her my potato, but I'm going to be keeping my potato for a while, because in the summer there is a festival for vegetables, and I do want to try possibly giving that to the vegetable thing. I'm not sure if I can, but I'll try at least. I'm sure someone's going to tell me if I can or not. And here's the beach. You can fish here, though I don't know if you can do that in the spring that much, because as you can see right here, I'm not getting a bite. I know in the summer I think fish start biting more. But yeah, the beach is kind of important. Some things do happen here, depending on which girl you're going after, / there are festivals that are featured down here. But, yeah, Disney movies, no one, protects those stories. They actually want, they know them so much that if they just told the exact same story, they'd be boring. So people are actually welcome to the change. So I guess my thing is, either A, Hollywood, go back to taking old stories, old books, like you used to back in the day. Then again, how old was Gone with the Wind? Because Gone with the Wind is also a movie that's based off a book. And I don't think it's exact either. I guess that's my curiosity is, I think the most successful book movies are those that are kind of similar to it, and there's a good chunk of movies that are based off books, but those that are kind of similar, but also change things up. um, which is a good thing. And as I said before, movies need to stop focusing on visuals to entertain. I mean, a lot of people just are like, well, if the visuals are good, then the movie's good. But at the same time, as much as it's fine to believe that, or to feel that way, not believe that necessarily. I don't want to see the same movie every time with just explode. To me, explosions get boring very quickly. It's not that entertaining to see the same kind of explosion happen, just as much as it's not entertaining to see the same kind of story be told. So, I'm not saying have no visuals at all, but if your story is very bland, it's kind of hard to be interested in the movie. If I don't care about the characters, why should I care about the movie? And this is the thing, is I think, I sound like I'm not gonna go in the whole, creativity has been killed by money, capitalism destroys, well, not really capitalism, well, money can cause creativity to be stifled. It can also spur it too. But I'm not gonna go on that whole spiel because I've said it before, and I feel like a broken record saying that, as much as there are bad things, bad movies out there, and people who are making bad decisions, at the same time, there are those who are making good decisions. So, I guess the thing is, while you can complain constantly and saying that people should be doing this instead of this, you gotta realize at the same time, though, well, yeah, but not everyone is doing that, and instead of faulting those who are doing wrong, you should be praising those who are doing good. Well, yeah, more so, at least a balance. Because a lot of times when you fault those who are wrong, it's not gonna make the person who's wrong or sad. They're not gonna do anything necessarily. It's not gonna change how they do things. Whereas if you praise someone who's good, I mean, that's how you go and get money, is like, actually, you know what, let's go get that music box now, or at least attempt to. Now, I believe you have to follow the tree and match it with the doghouse. And I believe, I don't know, I can't remember the number of times you have to hit it, but I think, so it should be this spot I'm standing on, actually. But, nothing's coming up, unfortunately. But anyway, the whole, yeah, there needs to be a balance of sorts. People need to, as much as you can tell, when you constantly tell someone that they're wrong, they're not gonna change their behavior. And I'm not seeming to get the, I can't find this dumb music box. We'll get it eventually, so, let's just go back to my house. Or rather, back this way. No, not the grass. You can't do anything with the grass. The thing is, I usually never, sow the entire field, personally. At least, I mentioned the greenhouse. Usually when I get the greenhouse, I, just start using the greenhouse. Though technically speaking, once you, come on, it has to be there somewhere. But once you get the whole, once you get the greenhouse, you really don't need to use the field anymore, but I believe if you want to get, like, the true ending, which is you get a certain picture for doing, like, basically everything in the game, you have to have so much of your field being in use, so you don't want to totally get rid of your field and just stop using it necessarily. But at the same time, though, it's, much more convenient to use the greenhouse, and by that point in the game, you don't really need tons and tons of money. So I mean, I guess if you want tons of money, then yeah, you can use the field and the greenhouse. Then you get double the funds, double your pleasure. But yeah, I guess my thing is, there needs, when you constantly tell someone they're doing something wrong, they're gonna be less likely to listen to you, as opposed to, when you kind of vote with your movie tickets. If you keep buying tickets to go see movies that are like, actiony, and if you like those movies, then I guess that's your opinion. So go ahead and keep doing that. But when you buy tickets to go see those action movies, you're telling Hollywood, well, then people want to see this, so we're gonna keep making these and less story-based movies. And for those of you who, I mean, granted, I'm saying this and I'm guilty because I don't go see movies, but I guess at the same time, as much as I think that Hollywood should be doing this, should be going more story-based, I'm not that into movies anyway, so I don't know, I kind of a hypocrite in that. Not really a hypocrite, but I'm not really that into movies, so I'm not really that concerned. I guess as an artist, as like for example, as an artist critiquing another artist, I'm kind of concerned personally. Um, I'm more though. I would definitely say I'm more into gaming stuff, and I am trying to go about buying more games that are obscure, or more, third-party games that try something different. So I can't say I do that with movies, but I do it uh, with games, or at least I'm attempting to, because I do care about games more. Um, but yeah, there's not much you can do. Okay, let's try this again. And it should be right here. Hopefully. Maybe it's... I wonder if the number is 10 times. And I'm probably hitting the wrong spot right now. Let's wipe my head full of sweat. No. Oh, speaking of which, well, not really speaking of which at all, but I recently bought Mario Sports Mix. And so far, I am enjoying the game. The box looks really great. The instruction booklet was, a great read. The disc is pretty shiny, and it's got a nice, I like the nice wax coat they put. They have a different, since the previous game, early games in the, that Nintendo had for the Wii had, like, Mario Galaxy just has this, like, colored, thing, and then you have to see the disc through it, whereas now they put, like, this kind of entire, coating over top of the entire game disc. Doggy, go out here and go make babies. Or wait, no. Actually, let's go take you to go see Anne. Yeah, but yeah, the game is pretty good right now. It looks really nice, the disc. So yeah, I haven't really actually played it, but I do. You're ticklish, Spunky. Some of the lines the characters say can be really ridiculous. Though I guess she likes doggies. Oh, come on. Why don't you be my friend? Do you want the doggy? I guess he doesn't care for dogs, though. He's very antisocial, if you haven't noticed. But anyway, yeah, I haven't played the game yet. I know some people were like, well, Square... A lot of people, how did that dog go through that dog? But a lot of people were like, well, wait, Square made this game? Which, I knew this... I can't say I knew it as soon as the game was announced, because I looked it up and I was like, whoa, wait, Square's making this game. But a lot of people, even after it was released, are still like, wait, Square made this game? Because, it honestly wasn't all that publicized. Now, whoa, I got a big fish there. Now, if you had, paid attention to any of the, videos or screenshots or any of the information about it, you would have known Square made it because they stuck their, Final Fantasy characters in there. But yeah, I still need to play Sports Mix, but as I mentioned before, Hoops was a good game, it just had really bad controls. So, and for what I've heard from the reviews, it's probably not a great one for, not a great single-player game, but then again, most multiplayer sports games or, the kart games aren't really that fun single-player anyway. Like, for example, I wouldn't play Mario Kart Wii by myself, I only did that to unlock things. Once I did, it's really a game you play with multiple people, it's not that fun to play by yourself. It's probably the same thing with Sports Mix, which means I'm probably going to need to go buy 2 more nunchucks, because I believe I should actually, I have the box right here. Let's go look at it. And, okay, yeah, let's line ourselves up at the same time. Yeah, I need 4 nunchucks, so... Unfortunately, I don't have 4 nunchucks. I have 2 nunchucks and 4 Wiimotes, so if I wanted to play with 4 people, I'd have to... Then again, though, it's also Wi-Fi, too, which is really great, so... But I do have friends in college I play with as well. And it's raining, men. Hallelujah. No, well, actually, yeah. Hallelujah, it's raining. No, so... I'm so indecisive today. I've also been recently playing Wario Land 3, which I received from eBay. Now Wario Land 3, that is a game that I have said before I dislike a ton, or rather I didn't like it because when I played it on an emulator I got stuck. Fun fact, I think it was a glitch that got me stuck because I almost think that I couldn't, proceed in an area that I should have been able to proceed in. Either that or I'm just really dumb because I was able to do it no problem. But now we're getting a little further in the game. I do like the game. It's not really anything wrong with the game. It's just it's a little bit different than uh, what's it called? Wario Land 2, but not in a bad way. Different, just different. Oh, I have a baby chicken. Well, obviously the most fitting name for a chicken to name it would be K, not KU, KF. C. Yes, the most fitting name for a chicken ever. And probably the most horrendous. But yeah. Now, if you haven't noticed, I have the moderator module on now at this point on my channel. At least at the time of recording this video. Of course, if you're watching this way in the future, you won't be noticing this, so ignore this message. But I have the moderator module, and I am asking for suggestions for names for my animals. I will be looking through those when I start getting to recording new, some more, gameplay footage. But thus far, all these names were picked by me. Bot Gaia, Bowser, KFC, and hopefully, though, in summer I'll be able to get a cow. Because I will eventually get sheep too, but I definitely want a cow first because cows are A, the biggest moneymaker, and B, it's a cow. I mean, cows are pretty damn awesome. Though again, I told you I used to be really obsessed with cows, and I'm not nearly as obsessed as I used to be. And if I am correct, Anne should be here. Wait, what? I confused you somehow? You can raise any animal. Okay, yeah, you said it. You would think these people would come up with new things to say. Or change their clothes because they always wear the same thing. That's the thing is like, I want to see a cartoon made where every episode of a cartoon or an anime, the character is wearing a different type of clothing. Because obviously there's a whole joke of, well, the character always wears the exact same clothes, and they have the closet of all the same clothes. Like Doug had his whole outfit, and then they'll make a whole episode where everyone else adopts that fashion as well. And occasionally they'll have a redesign of clothes, or they'll maybe change an alternate outfit, but for the most part they wear the same thing every day. So I want to see a cartoon where the character wears a different outfit every episode, or every day rather. Not even just if there's 2 days per episode, then make it two different outfits. Make it more realistic. I guess you say, well, Mega, you didn't like realism. Well, I don't like realism in terms of art style, but it'd be interesting when the standard is non-realism. It's interesting. I guess my thing is I'm more for differentiation from the normal. If the normal is unrealistic, then realism would be interesting. Whereas the trend right now is realism. So, like for example, if yarn-styled games were the norm, I'd probably be more in favor of a different style because I'd be like, yarn, we've seen it like 100 times before. I guess that's an interesting way to think of the world. Think of it as in, if something that is not the norm, or not the the main thing that people think of. Like for example, if everything was again yarn, what would it be like if that was normal? What was considered the popular thing? It's interesting because really the thing is there's no necessarily better difference between realism or yarn. It's just a lot of people like realism more. So if you get rid of that, if people like, I guess what I'm saying is there's no difference. So really it'd be people defending yarn as opposed to realism. It's kind of a silly thing. I guess what I'm saying is because of that factor, really, you should just respect people's opinions. The thing is, yeah, opinions are just opinions. You just need to learn you just need to be able to explain why you like something. I don't really need to, but it's nice to be able to, because then someone can understand your opinion, then we can all have get along and discuss, have fun with each other's opinions. But unfortunately, besides buying some, or not really buying, but looking at some, I was looking about grass and if you had to water it, but without, I don't have much more time left, so this has been Mega Fig 400. And I'm reminding you that chickens taste good at KFC.